News out of Washington, where President Trump has just wrapped up comments talking about the election and claiming fraud in voting. The president referring to situations that have developed in certain swing states like Florida. He mentioned what he called a corrupt system. Meanwhile, votes are still being counted across the country 2 days after polls closed. Reporter Alice Barr has the story.
As the battlegrounds finalize their vote counts, Democrat Joe Biden is gaining ground in a game of inches.
We have no doubt that when the count is finished, Senator Harris and I will be declared the winners. So I ask everyone to stay calm, all the people to stay calm. The process is working.
President Trump hoping to chisel his own path to victory, filing a flurry of lawsuits to stop the counting in Georgia, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Nevada, where Trump campaign officials spoke today.
Ballots are not automatically legal votes until they're checked. We are not being allowed to check.
The Trump team claiming fraud but offering zero evidence, and campaigns don't verify ballots, election officials do.
We are not aware of any improper ballots that are being processed.
Give us access!
But on both sides today, very serious concerns. Protesters gathering outside a Philadelphia counting center, forced to pause its work this afternoon because of a legal challenge. The mail-in ballots being counted there have trended strongly for Biden, rapidly eroding the president's lead in Pennsylvania. On Twitter, President Trump demanding stop the count. Several other tweets claiming fraud were flagged as potentially misleading. The day began with a tightening race in Georgia, Biden closing the gap on the president's lead, and the opposite in Arizona, where Biden had a narrow edge. As the count ground on, tensions building in the streets, with America watching and waiting. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Each state has its own legal timeline for when it has to certify results, and election officials insist they won't be rushed by politics. We have some breaking news closer to home. New York Mills Elementary School will be moving to distance learning starting November 16th. There will be no school next Wednesday through Friday, so staff can prepare for the transition. Officials say the school is experiencing a high rate of staff quarantines due to COVID-19 exposure. Recalls are being issued on a couple of different items. What kind of potential hazards are associated with these? Next on Valley News Live at 6.